Alright fellas, we're back in our Pokemon TCG Pocket video where we've got ourselves all the new cards from the Shining Revelry set. It's going to be releasing, honestly, I don't know when I'm going to upload this. It might already be out. It might be up in a few hours. I really don't know. But we got ourselves the cards, and there's a lot of them. I mean, 111 here. Yeah, it's quite a few. Honestly, I really like this set. I think there's a lot of good stuff in it, but at the same time, definitely introduces some stuff that I'm not too interested in. Yeah. So set has 78 diamond cards, 25 star cards, and crown rare counterparts, and 16 shiny counterparts. The thing with this is I'm pretty sure these are just rarer than they're like a rarer than like immersives, but not as rare as like a crown if you go for like the double, like the EX shinies. Like, I mean, if we want to just scroll down and like look at it, like the shiny Beedrill, Charizard, Wugtrio, and Lucario, like whoever, those apparently, oh god, they're gonna be very hard to pull. Like a little bit less rare than the hyper rare, crown rare, whatever, and but more rare than like I believe in immersive. I don't know the exact stuff, but that's what people have been saying. Anyway, we do have the cards here. I think quite a few of these are from actual sets. Like if we look at this Weedle here, or Kakuna here, first appeared Team Up 4. Yeah, yep, that's what I thought. I figured that's what a few of these were. So, new Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill EX this time. How good is this? Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Seems pretty good. The only thing with Beedrill is that it's a 3-stage Pokemon, but it's also very low energy usage and, pretty good effects. So there's something good about that. Also the multiply, wow. That's honestly a pretty cool effect. I don't know what the other base Weedles are in the game. So Pokemon Weedle, let's see. All Weedle cards. Yeah, just either do Sting for 20 damage or multiply to get another Weedle in the deck. That could be good. Honestly, I mean, you never know, right? Yeah, so okay, interesting. Pinsir, I know this is from X and Y Breakthrough. I have a lot of this card. Man, XY cards give me so much nostalgia. 3 energy. Flip until you get tails. Does 40 damage for each heads. I mean, it's just the Misty card, right? But also, I think this is like, does okay? I might just not. Maybe I obviously like I need to think of all the cards like in the set or like in the game basically, but is there a grass energy battery? I don't actually Superior, right? And Leafeon, Superior and Leafeon, right? Yeah, okay, so there are some pretty good batteries for this, but honestly, I don't know. Most of the time, in my opinion, I think a good like basic Pokemon is one that can like do some good stuff early off the bat. If Pinsir is needing an evolved Pokemon and a 2 times evolved Pokemon in order to actually like get a lot of his energy in, that's not that great. But maybe again I'm missing like the effects of some cards. I could be like misremembering and stuff. Sprigatito, put a random grass energy Pokemon from your deck into your hand. That's good. Yeah, Florigato with 2 energy, 40 damage slash, and then Meowscarada. Your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX to 70 more damage. I mean, 130 power for 2 energy is pretty good. It's a 3-time. It's like a 3-stage Pokemon, but it's still pretty. It sounds pretty good. Charmander and Charmeleon. Doesn't Charmander? I want to look at the effects of Charmander. Isn't the original Charmander? Okay, no, Charmander is a 1 energy, but it discards its energy. This one's pretty good. I mean, I like this Charmander because you can use the combustion and not have to worry about losing energy. Then Charmander has 2 energy combustion, and then people have been like kind of crapping on this Charizard. Maybe it's just I don't know how the game works, especially because it is a 3-stage Pokemon. But I mean, 150 power with no drawback other than needing that much energy, which he can give himself 3 at once is pretty insane. At least it sounds like it. So whatever. Magmortar. Defending Pokemon tries to take an action. Opponent flips a coin. If it tails that attack just doesn't happen. That sounds pretty damn strong. Obviously RNG, but that sounds strong. Paldean Tauros, fire type. This Pokemon does 10. What? How much damage? 10 damage to itself. 3. Wow. That's another good one if it has like an energy battery, like one of those big Moltres Benefitters and whatever other fire batteries there are. Tentacruel and Tentacool. That's like a pretty solid. How? Okay, you have 1 retreat cost. I want to see Starmie. If you want to, I feel like it's got 10 more HP than Starmie, but Starmie's got no retreat cost, and it's got 1 retreat cost. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they might be similar. Army and Tentacool, they might say play the same role. Maybe I'm wrong though. Again, I do not play the game. Me. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's Floatzel though. Doesn't Hitmonlee do that same effect? I mean, water's pretty good already, but like doesn't Hitmonlee do that? 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench. Okay, so you can choose the Pokemon with Floatzel. That's a pretty big difference, I guess, but still. One of your opponent's Pokemon chosen at random do 30 damage to. That's pretty good for a one energy basic Pokemon. Bug Trio EX. One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random 3 times. For each time a Pokemon was chosen, do 50 damage to it. It's 3 energy. So you basically choose random opponents. Okay, that can be really good. I mean, there's so much like a bench destroying stuff going around with obviously Cyrus was introduced in Space Time Smackdown to like swap in damage Pokemon, and there's so many Pokemon now that can do like spread damage or just straight up damage a Pokemon on the bench a ton. So it's honestly no Pokemon. You can't really like save a Pokemon now. It's pretty crazy. Attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is like an Articuno, but it's like Articuno EX, but as a basic. It's kind of what I'm getting from it, but also costs more energy. Retreat directive. Your active Dondozo has no retreat cost. That's good. But you obviously got to run it with Dondozo, and this thing kind of sucks. It looks like it sucks otherwise. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Pikachu EX. I mean, higher damage cap, but you have to discard all energy. Electric is definitely not... If I remember right, I don't think Electric is terrible with its energy batteries. I don't actually remember. Were there energy batteries for Electric? I actually don't remember. I need to really study up on these cards again. It's taken a while, but 150, but you remove all the energy. That sounds very iffy at the very least. That's Electrode, flip a coin if heads, attack does 30 more damage. That sounds pretty good. 2 energy cost. I mean, that's not bad. Plasma take energy. Oh yeah, Pachirisu. Energy from your energy zone, attach it to one of your bench electric type Pokemon. So Pachirisu kind of functions as that battery. Punch. Palm might counterattack if this Pokemon's in the active spot and is damaged by an attack. Do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. It's got Electric Punch for 2 energy, 70 power. Sounds decent, but again, those stage 3s that take forever to evolve. Especially if you're unlucky. But it can do like up to 90 damage in a turn if it's damaged. But it has to be in the active slot, so... chip damage from the bench could be terrible for it. Alakazam. Attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has any energy attached. That looks really good. Stage 3, but like 80 power, 2 energy, and then just 20 to any extra Pokemon with energy attached on the bench. That sounds really good. Flip 4 coins, 20 damage for each heads. That's pretty solid if it wasn't... still, even with 2 energy needed, that's pretty good, especially because one of them's colorless. Driftblim looks like it plays that same like Starmie role. Definitely, yeah, it's literally Starmie. It's got no retreat cost. This is literally Psychic type Starmie. That's not bad though. Giratina EX. Once during your turn, you may take a Psychic Energy and attach it to this Pokemon. If you use this ability, your turn ends. That's good. That's obviously good if you can't like use his move, right? Doing 20 damage yourself though. The basic, which is great, but 20 damage yourself. I mean, again, you know. Basic Pokemon tend to have lower power or like more energy or like, you know, worse effects. Giratina's kind of got all of them. I don't know how good Giratina XA would be. That's benefits under Gardevoir though if it doesn't want to ever have to use its ability. What's this retreat cost? 2. That's pretty good. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage and the effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Hi. That seems like it's just... Wait. There are no Golden Go? Huh? Okay. No Golden Go. Interesting. Alright. Another Machamp. Let's see. Flip a coin if heads attack does 30 more damage. That's okay. Power Press. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra fighting energy, attack does 50 more damage. It says, don't we have Machamp? This Machamp. What's this Machamp? No, it's the same. Oh, this is a promo card for this card. Thought we had a regular Machamp and not just Machamp EX. Looks like I'm wrong though. I guess we just got Machamp EX. Yeah, okay. This can do more damage, or the same amount of damage as Machamp EX, but obviously needs 4 energy to do so. That's maybe it is just better though, especially if you consider like potential fighting batteries. Does fighting have a battery? I don't know. It's about where I'm at. Hitmonlee, this basically is just Hitmonchan, is it not? It doesn't Hitmon okay, Hitmonchan, this guy. Yeah. Just now it's just literally whoever you want to use. Okay, sure. And then there's another Hitmonchan with 90, 90, Magnum Punch with no effect. This is like Ninetales, but it doesn't remove energy and it costs 1 more total. Riolu and the Lucario EX. I don't know much. I mean, 30 damage from one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That looks pretty good. I mean, I don't. That seems good, but I mean, people have been saying it isn't. I don't know. I really don't. Deck does 50 damage for each heads. It's basic, so not too terrible. Venomous Fang. Opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. 3 energy cost move though. Other than that though, not like the worst thing ever. Ooh, Clodsire. Okay. Opponent's active Pokemon is poison. This attack is 60 more damage. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Paldean Clodsire looks pretty good, honestly, for any dark deck, because a lot of them are big poison guys. Active Pokemon is now confused. It's interesting for Spiritomb. Once during your turn, you may flip a coin of heads. Your Pokemon active Pokemon is now poisoned. Can't we just use Weezing for that role? Weezing's pretty easy to get out, I feel. Think a ton. Flip a coin of heads. This attack does 80 more damage. Yeah, I mean, especially with how the thing is, getting it evolved is going to be probably kind of rough, but getting it energy is not going to be terrible at all, especially if you run under Dialga. Dialga can make good abuse of that, or can make good abuse of Dialga, whatever. If heads during your next opponent's next turn, prevent all damage and effects done to this Pokemon. Man, that's, yeah, again, like, if you you could really stall out a fight if you get lucky with that. There's Golden Go, right? It's not Ghost. Okay, so just interesting. 1 point for each energy synergy attack to this Pokemon. The attack does 50 damage for each heads. Okay, wow. Yeah, again, like another one of those big benefiters of Dialga. If it can get a ton of energy, it's like Celebi, but basic, kind of. Not basic, but not EX. Okay, we got more of the normal family. Another Eradicate. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage done to your heal 20 damage from your active Pokemon. Okay, that's a good bench. That's a really solid bench, actually. Being colorless too. That's very good utility. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, bro. Imagine what's the combo of Wigglytuff and Bibarel going to be with healing? That sounds insane, especially under like, well, Nurse Joy, who can heal 30 damage unconditionally, remove all special conditions. That's a really good trainer. That feel that, especially with how much damage is like being chucked around on like your bench and your active Pokemon, whatever. Like the amount of damage that enemies can just do in all different areas. Having so many different ways of healing, like with potions, Eriott, Grass Decks, Pokemon Center Lady, Nurse Joy, whatever. That sounds pretty insane. Lopunny looks not that good. Well, 100 HP, but only 30 damage. Honestly, I don't know. That seems pretty decent. I mean, the HP is good, pretty good. During your next turn, this Pokemon's over acceleration is 20 plus 20 damage. That seems like another good colorless. Just a really good one to just slap on a deck. 80 HP, 1 energy to do 20 damage, and then the next turn it can do 40. It's 60 in 2 turns. That's pretty solid. This is if it has like 30 damage on each attack. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Each player shuffles cards in their hands, enter the deck, and then draws that many cards. I mean, that could be a good reset. What item is it that does this? Is it red card? Red card that does it for the opponent, I think. No, it shovels their whole hand into the deck and then draw 3 cards specifically. So I mean, that's good if they have a lot of cards. But that sounds okay. I mean, I think that could be pretty good if like you're really relying upon like you have a terrible hand and your opponent probably has a good one. You know, change that up. But also it could go in the opposite favor. Or whenever the Nerf's Joy. Red, during your next turn, attacks used by Pokemon do plus 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. Stack that with Meowscarada, and that can be probably pretty damn good, but obviously just good in general. It's trying to take out that EX meta. They're really trying to tackle that. Flip a coin until you get Tails, which I don't even know if the EX meta is a thing anymore. I know that Drotagon deck's insane. Anyway, whatever. Flip a coin until you get Tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. It's like Misty, but the reverse, and that reverse can be terrifying for your opponent if you get lucky. But it's like later in the game. Misty, I feel you tend to use a lot earlier on in order to just try and get as much energy as possible faster and blitz the opponent a little bit. This one you want to use like later in the fight when they've got a lot of energy and just kind of bank on it working. So now you've got a way to really make a fight detrimental early for your opponent and then late. Oh, these illustrations. This is why I really want to get to. I don't like care. I mean, I look at the cards and like they're like I say the competitiveness, but I don't really know what I'm talking about at all. I don't care for this game's PvP, and I have not done the PvE in 2 months. I really got to. Uh, I really need to, but whatever. This is why I'm interested in though. This Meowscarada looks amazing. Whoever drew this, you're awesome. This looks amazing. I love this so much. This Buizel looks good too. This is adorable. I love Buizel, one of my favorite Pokemon. Tatsugiri looks good. We saw it in the trailer. The Grafaiai, that's a good illustration as well. The Golden Go, this reminds me of the Terrastal Festival / Prismatic Evolution secret art rare a little bit. Just a little bit, not like too much. And I like it as well. I'm going to be honest. Little creepy, but other than that, that's a pretty good illustration as well. And then, well, we got the big ones. All right, so here's all the full arts. I mean, I think full arts in this game actually look really, really good. A lot better than usually like full arts in the actual TCG game. Like, I can't even think of a full art. No, yeah, no, yeah. Like even in Journey Together, I feel like the full arts look a lot better, but not nearly up to the quality of this. But it's also like the shine. Like you can get a shine on the card like this. I don't know why they don't make full arts this good in the actual TCG. You'll be a lot more interested in them. Maybe it's just a me thing. I don't know. Either way, I love these full arts. These always love them. Iono, Pokemon Center Lady, Red, Team Rocket Grunts. These guys are only in here because of the friggin' Destined Rivals set. Man, it's annoying. And then Iono probably for Journey Together. They're really just trying to capitalize a bit on that. So some popular stuff in here, obviously, to get as many people in from diverse areas, basically. Then we got ourselves the alternate REXs. I love this Clodsire. I love this so much. It's so goofy. Should've got a Rika. Should replace Iono with Rika for the Clodsire. Been awesome. Anyway, Tinkaton looks super goofy as well. And this Bibarel, isn't this Bibarel? Hold on. This. This is a Crown Zenith card. Yes, that's what this reminds me of. I love it. That's the big reason why I like it so much. Yes. And then the immersive. The immersive is Garatina. I've not seen his animation. Should we see it? Let's watch it. Let's see what this is. Ooh, okay. Full screen that. That looks sick so far. Oh. That's terrifying. Oh my god. Nah, that's terrifying. Nah, no. That makes me think of Photoshop Flowey from Undertale. Like that's what that does to me. Okay. Like the style and what they're kind of going for, I see it and I like it. It's cool, but that reminds me of I don't like the Photoshop Flowey was so creepy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just search it. Just search up Photoshop Flowey Undertale. You'll see what I mean. That's a little creepy. Shiny Pokemon, I don't know what the exact rarity of these are going to be relative. I feel like they're just going to be, my assumption, this is a guess, is that these are going to be rarer than regular illustrations here, but less rare than 2 stars. So rarer than 1 star, less rare than 2 stars. And well, we've got all Weedle, Kakuna, Charmander, Charmeleon, Wiglet, Dondozo, Pachirisu, Riolu, Varoom, Revavroom. Cool. And then we've got ourselves the four 2 shiny stars, whatever you want to call them. I don't actually know what they're officially called. Apparently these are rarer than 2-star cards, and apparently rarer than immersives, but maybe they're rarer than 2 stars, not as rare as immersives, or maybe they're more rare than immersives, but less rare than this, the crown, which I've only ever pulled 2 crowns. So yeah, it's about how the luck I'm gonna have for shinies. Not that I really care too much, but Pokeball getting a crown is the biggest flex ever if you can pull it. I mean, obviously, getting Pokemon as a crown would be cool, like Giratina crown, whatever. But nah, the Pokeball's cool. Pokeball deserves it. I'm at the point where I'm gonna start assuming that the next set is gonna be another subset of Space-Time Smackdown, and it's going to feature Origin Giratina EX with that as the gold. I honestly am starting to assume that just because of how much they've been focusing on Giratina in each set, or like maybe lack thereof. I don't know. Like, let's look at this advanced search. Okay, card name Giratina. Let's search that. Like, look at this. So we got initially Giratina Altered and its illustration rare in Space-Time Smackdown. We got Giratina Altered form. I'm going to say Origin if I said Altered here. Origin form, whatever. And then we got Altered form Giratina in Triumphant Light, and now we got Giratina EX Full Art, and then Immersive in Shining Revelry. I feel like the next step's going to have like Origin form EX Giratina because they seem to be focusing on all 4 of the big creation boys. So interesting. I think the set in terms of what it has is cool. Good, cool, awesome, whatever you want to call it. The rarity and rate at which you can pull these shiny cards is probably going to be terrible, and well, that in itself is kind of terrible, but I mean, what are you going to do? That's kind of how it goes, honestly. Can't really do too much about that. Pokemon Company going to do what Pokemon Company wants. That, as sad as it is, right? That's just, yeah. We'll see. Obviously, people have their own complaints about sets being released too quick and, like, you know, stuff not getting enough and trade tokens, whatever. I mean, there's always complaints going to be going around, but, you know, some of them justified, some of them might not be. I'm not really the person to make that call, but, you know, definitely can feel the tension on that one, especially if the pull rates for these shinies end up being, like, terrible. Because these cards are not, in my opinion, humbly, these cards are not cool enough to be, like, more rare than something like these. Which like I would so much rather pull this Meowscarada, this amazing looking illustration rare, than I would pull like this shiny Riolu or Charmander, like even the big shinies, like, you know, again, Charmander, Charmeleon, Riolu, Pachirisu is a nice shiny. I'd rather pull the Meowscarada than these, even if they're a rare, right? And that kind of goes honestly same with these double rares. Like I'd rather pull these like special illustrations like Clodsire or Tinkaton or this Giratina instead of like the shinies here. Especially if it's Wugtrio, man. I feel bad for anyone who wants a shiny as Wugtrio. Not, you know, liking Wugtrio is cool, but, you know, it's probably the least hype of all of them. Anyway, whatever. Not really the point. As my thoughts over this Shining Revelry set, let me know what you're thinking about down in the comments below. I've got to crack down and actually start doing the friggin' themed missions, man. I'm so bad about not doing it. It's like the missions suck, so I'm like, I don't want to do this, and then I give up on it. Even though I don't technically have to do them, then I can just clear the stage, get all the stuff, and do the missions later, but I really should do the missions at the same time. I'm not creative. I would stream it, but I don't have any streaming software for my phone. I'd rather just not, honestly, stream from my phone. It'd be terrible. Whatever. That's not the point. This is filler. I'll see you later. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.